I wish to acknowledge the teachers, the police, the health workers, the many people who are on the ground every day in remote Indigenous communities, working with remote Indigenous communities, heart and soul. I've got family, I've got friends who've been there on the front line, and I know people in those communities, and they have a passion to make a difference, and they are upset when they see their communities in the headlines. When the cameras are gone and the fly-in fly-out visits are over, they have to live there, they have to work there, they have to fight to make a difference, not with their fists, but with their passion, their hearts of love and care to see the difference. The shocking reports of attacks against teachers in the community of Aurukun are unacceptable. It is not a case of a couple of young fellas having a bit of fun, as the member for Cook, Billy Gordon, recently said, trivialising the issue. Premier Palaszczuk may have refused to condemn the member for Cook for his comments, but I do condemn his comments as they were making light of an issue, a serious issue, which needs honest conversations and appropriate actions. Whether against white or black, violence is never acceptable. People don't fix it by denying it. After watching with great concern the reports of the latest violence in Aurukun, we saw the images of the women in the community standing up bravely, courageously and strongly saying that violence is unacceptable. They are saying that parents need to take responsibility, and they have clearly said that violence was not a bit of fun. They also said that the community needs jobs and opportunity, and unlocking the economic opportunity, the development of North Queensland, particularly far North Queensland, with real opportunity, has to be part of the way forward. Breaking the cycle of violence and disadvantage is difficult and complex. There are no simple answers, but there are answers, as other communities are showing. And part of that is to listen to the voices of those who are fighting, not with their fists, but with their hearts and their passion for change. These issues have been long running, with many different attempts to make inroads into the crime statistics, poor health and education outcomes, and the lack of job opportunities. I table some of the statistics as a snapshot of these challenges to give an indication of the disparity with statewide statistics as well as other Indigenous communities. But there are bright spots within communities that are making headway. Nonetheless, the challenges remain significant, requiring our attention when there aren't headlines of horror, when there isn't the spotlight being shone because of some latest terrible incident. The everyday is where the changes are to be made. But to refer to some of those statistics, we know that in many areas, the challenges mean that 31% of Queensland prison population are people of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander descent, with incarceration rates 11 times higher than non-Indigenous incarceration rates. We also know that on average, people of at-sea heritage die about 20 years earlier than other Queenslanders. And there are other very compellingly challenging statistics which are there not to bog us down in what can't be done, but to challenge us in what can be done. Other communities have had successes in some of these troubled areas that are showing it is possible. It is only possible if we have honest conversations, empower those who are making a difference, and not accept violent behaviour as part of life anywhere. I acknowledge the Mayor, Derek Wopo, and also the local people of Aurukun and the community, particularly the women, who are standing up against this culture of violence and seeking a change. One of the greatest enemies of change is cynicism, as it erodes hope, opportunity and effective and sustained effort. And I'm talking about cynicism even among government and non-government agencies and the broader community. A situation is only hopeless if you give up hope. And that's why we must work with those who have the answers. And I acknowledge again the teachers, the police, the health workers. We need transparency of the data.
Member's time has expired. I call the member for Gladstone.
And those who are making a difference.